group of people are actually, their group, in my opinion, a group of American fascists. Their idea of America is America where everybody agrees with them.
In 2024, labor is front and center. To the late legendary artist Pete Seeger, it's been around for quite some time.
Seeger wrote some of the most defining songs of the 20th century peace movement. If I Had a Hammer, Where Have All the Flowers Gone, Turn, 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 expressed in melody the views of millions who opposed war and nuclear weapons and yearned to create a better world. In the 50s, Pete Seeger opposed Senator Joe McCarthy's witch hunt. He was called before the House Un-American Activities Committee, almost jailed for refusing to answer questions. Seeger became a prominent civil rights activist, helped popularize the anthem, We Shall Overcome. He was also a vocal critic of the Vietnam War and inspired a generation of protest singers.
Seeger was much more than an artist. He was a model of dissent. Seeger defied the American government, stood up for the rights of its citizens, and used the power of folk music to bring social change. He'd perform at labor rallies and unite everyday people. In one word, his tunes would represent resistance. With this mindset and approach, he would pay the price for it.
Pete Seeger was under government surveillance for nearly 30 years. It turns out it was not an anti-war anthem that caught the government's eye, but a letter. Newly released documents show the FBI began spying on Pete Seeger as an Army private in 1943 because he wrote a letter protesting a proposal to deport all Japanese American citizens at the end of World War II.
As Amy Goodman at Democracy Now! Goes over in detail, Seeger would marry his wife Toshi, a Japanese-American filmmaker. The two would reject fascism at every turn. You see, Seeger's agenda for the times paralleled the left. He sang for labor in the 40s and 50s, civil rights marches and anti-Vietnam rallies in the 60s, environmental causes, and more. One song that stands out, first things first. Shout out to Nicholas for the comment and recommendation on our Billie Holiday Strange Fruit deep dive. Ask and you shall receive.
Join the strike, join the union, fight for your better condition and better pay.
He suffered a stroke in the warehouse on Thanksgiving. I couldn't believe that there was no support for him.
Historic labor protests against the nation's largest private employer, Walmart, are expanding to 28 stores in 12 states.
Roughly 130 employees across 7 Tesla dealerships decided to go on strike because Tesla refused to sign a collective bargaining agreement for them.
As the labor movement continues to grow, we reflect. Florence Reese, born in the coal mining camp of Fork Ridge, Tennessee, would write the original lyrics after witnessing violence between coal miners and coal operators in 1930s Kentucky. Her husband, a union organizer, would nearly be captured by armed men that were hired by the coal company when they raided her home. Which side are you on would become a theme for labor in the midst of the coal wars of the early 30s. It spoke of the good news of the union, the violence of the gun thugs, the hardships for workers and families, and the necessity of deciding which side one was on. It would be known as the Harlan County War. The strikes spanned over a decade by the underpaid and overworked coal miners against the powerful mining companies. Sheriff J.H. Blair sided with the elite, leading to federal soldiers being dispatched to the fields, homes being raided, and an unknown amount of people perishing. Only in 1938 did the coal masters agree on unionization. She'd say they had put Sam in jail. He was organizing, trying to get better working conditions in the mines. I felt I had to do something to express what I felt. People had to take sides. They had to know they were on one side or the other. Her father, a miner, would die when she was just 15 years of age due to a cave-in. Her husband, Sam, would die of the black lung. Pete Seeger, then working with the Highlander Folk School, caught wind of the tune and visited Florence. She'd say, and I quote, "He started singing it, he had that old banjo, and it nearly busted my ears." This was a time when Seeger was with the Almanac Singers, a group that carried messages of supporting unions and taking stances being anti-war. Pete Seeger begins with a stark, descending banjo riff, a foil for the upcoming single-string guitar melody, and then sings the first verse. The chorus is a haunting response to his call, sung by a group of voices, wrote Tom Maxwell of Long Reeds. To be clear, it is chilling to hear the chorus, an echo of contrasting styles, all sung in unison that shows us together as the human race, fighting against the evils of the top 1% who demand we work more and take/get paid less.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Adds folkvalley.com. The sound is cacophonous, evoking the confusion and chaos of a miners' strike, before soaring away into a rounding reel that has a hoedown quality to it. The song's spry tempo mimics the urgency of the question and the demand for an answer that is expressed in action.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
The dynamism of the second stanza goes as follows. My daddy was a miner, and I'm a miner's son, and I'll stick with the Union till every battle's won. After the chorus, Seeger belts out, they say in Harlan County, there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair, paying homage to the sickening sheriff that brutalized and tried quelling the labor movement of Harlan County, Kentucky. As Rolling Stone notes, Seeger popularized it and broadened its meaning over the years, turning it into an anthem of progressive solidarity. Verse 4 reads, oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man? Flat out, straight up, unapologetically demanding that a line in the sand be drawn. The final paragraph. Don't scab for the bosses. Don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize. Encyclopedia.com would then outline how this song has withstood the test of time. The song eventually passed over from the Union movement to the Civil Rights movement. In 1961, Congress of Racial Equality, or CORE leader James Farmer, revised the lyrics to suit the circumstances in the South during the Freedom Rides. Whenever CORE members perceived that other African Americans were betraying the cause, they sang Florence Reese's song. In 1965, the song inspired marchers for voting rights in Selma. It has outlived Reese, who died in 1986 of a heart attack at her home in Tennessee.
I ask for nothing for myself, for I am dead, for I am dead. All that I ask is that for peace you fight today, you fight today, so that the children of this world may live and grow and laugh and play.
From MaxwellAndLongReads.com once more, now it's our turn. The new lyric has yet to be written, but the circumstances that will inspire it are with us daily. There may indeed be one humanity. There may indeed be no such thing as other people's children. But right now, this world is binary, and we are called to choose which side are you on? And that is a question I leave with you. Which side are you on? Are you with those who wish to take advantage of labor, or are you on the opposite? With that, I also must ask, in closing, what political songs would you like to see a deep dive on? Leave a comment down below. I appreciate y'all watching. Have a great day.